Hi, welcome to the Industry Astrology New Moon Forecast for July 20th, 2020. The moon is waning, the energy is diminishing, pulling inward. How are you feeling? The moon is waning, and on July 20th at 10:33 a.m. Pacific time, the moon will conjoin the sun and begin to wax again. Worried, introverted, pessimistic. These are the last days of the lunar cycle when the moon is very dark. And it's said that this is a time for going inward because the light of the moon is depleting, about to be reborn, reset. And on July 20th, after the moon conjoins the sun, a whole new cycle begins. This lunar cycle has a lot of potential in it. There's a lot of powerful life energy within this new moon, although there is also an overtone of delay or frustration, obstacles. So if you're feeling a little discouraged or sensing maybe like you're going two steps back, one step forward like this, you're not alone. This energy is very challenging, but there's a lot of potential and promise as we go forward. In Vedic astrology, this new moon is in the lunar mansion, the Vedic lunar sign, or the nakshatra, called Pushya nakshatra. It's the star of nourishment. It is in Cancer, the sign of Cancer, which is this watery, very emotional sign where the moon does very well. Pushya is symbolized by the udder of a cow that gives milk. So there's this nourishing, kind of plentiful, sort of a wellspring of possibility and life energy that comes from Pushya. Pushya is also associated with Brihaspati, the guru of the gods, who is the advisor and the protector as well, the one who guides us. So there's a theme of this, like kind of carrying over from the last full moon, which was Guru Purnima, connecting with what nourishes us, what protects us, what is our foundation. This dark moon, now the dark moon is the day right before the new moon, the Amavasya. That's what they call it in Vedic astrology. This dark moon is a very special and sacred dark moon. It's going to be on July 19th, leading up to the morning of the 20th in the west coast of the United States. It's called the Adi Amavasya. It's one of these very special dark moons for worshiping the ancestors, our mothers and our mothers' mothers and guides, the spirits that are our spiritual wellspring, our nourishment in essence, who gave us life. This is one of several very sacred days to contact the world beyond, maybe loved ones who have passed on as well. It's a good day in India to be doing rituals in honor of the ancestors and for fasting and prayer, taking sacred baths. So this Pushya new moon is an energy of growth, nourishment, and expansion. But there is the influence of Saturn on this new moon cycle. Since Saturn entered Capricorn, of course, back in February, he's been very strong. He's in Capricorn, his own sign. And in this new moon, when the sun and the moon come together, they'll be exactly opposing Capricorn Saturn. So Saturn will be giving his restrictive, very stoic gaze on this new moon. And in a sense, creating an overtone to the whole cycle of, could be delay, frustration, restriction. So if you're feeling that you're not going forward, that there are obstacles that you can't seem to get over, or that things maybe even feel hopeless, Saturn is a very heavy energy. And try to connect with what's truly underneath it. Is this Pushya nakshatra. The moon is very strong in Pushya, not only because of its influence of, like I was saying, Guru, Brihaspati, but because Pushya also has the power of Saturn in it. This is one of the few nakshatras that uses both these energies. And Saturn actually rules this nakshatra. And it's interesting because Pushya has the power to channel the restrictive energy of Saturn and use it for the higher good, sublimate it, right? Now, Saturn is a very spiritual, very peaceful, determined, committed, in the long term kind of influence, right? So this is a time to be thinking, even though you may not see the future clearly, to remember that things are bigger than this time we're in. Pushya is the star of nourishment. And nourishment isn't something that is quickly done. It's something that takes its time. It's a growth process. It takes persistence and commitment to raise a child or to, grow a garden. Remember that also it's through adversity sometimes these difficulties and these waiting periods that can actually nourish in our strength, right? Strength in adversity. And the other thing is that, as you know, the moon is in Cancer, right, where it's very strong. This is its own sign, and Saturn opposing in Capricorn, also his own sign. But also Venus is still in Taurus, her own sign, and Mercury is in Gemini, and Jupiter in Sagittarius, all in their own signs. This is the sidereal system that we use in Vedic astrology. This is very rare to see all these planets so well placed. It's like all the queens and kings have come back to their kingdoms. And it's a time when we can get the information and the guidance that we need to go forward. And if you have been putting off anything, hesitating on a commitment, this is actually some of the best astrology in 2020. Let's just see what the tarot cards have to say about this new moon coming up. Okay, so the first card that came through is the Chariot. Very appropriate. This is the the card of Cancer. You can see there's the Cancer glyph. And this new moon is in Cancer. I think it's in Cancer too in the Western zodiac. So yeah, this card has a lot to do with also moving forward. Right, this chariot of Arjuna rode a chariot into battle that Krishna drove. The vehicle forward, the thing that sustains us, our faith, our devotion, our sense of what is truly nourishing as well. He's holding the element of water, that wellspring, Pushya, the abundance ever coming forth from the world, from life, to connect with that flow forward. And then the Strength card. Kind of like Durga. There truly is strength to be found in adversity, right? There really is, I think the cards are saying here, something about pulling together and not letting things drag you down. Even the darkest night, the deepest troubles will end. The sun will rise, always. So, yes, finding the strength right now to move forward. And then the Knight of Swords came up. It's interesting. Kind of looks for me, I don't know, I've been thinking about this comet. Have you guys heard about the Neowise? I think that's how you say it. This comet that suddenly appeared. I don't think you can actually see it that well, though, without binoculars, but it's visible in the evening sky right now near Taurus. And we don't see things like comets very often. I think the last time was Hale-Bopp back in 1994 or something like that. And so it's quite rare. And it feels like there's something that's agitating the spiritual energy on Earth with this comet. It's helping to push us forward and to evolve more and more. And I don't know, it reminded me, this card looked kind of like a comet. But it's also a card of Mercury, and as well, Mercury is very strong still in this time. This is why it's a very good time. One of the reasons why it's a really good time to be making commitments and signing contracts, actually. Mercury is with Rahu, but also getting a strong aspect from Jupiter. So, keep your eye on the goal. Okay, let's take a look. There is a constant flowing forth of creative, spiritual energy that comes forth from our roots, from our very being. It's in our genetics, flowing upward always from the source of where we came, in our ancestors. It's always with us because it's all around us. Keep strong and carry on. Keep your eye on the prize of your heart. Reconnect with what truly makes you happy. Find your sense of authentic direction. It shows the way forward. Okay. Thanks for coming to the new moon forecast. I do offer Vedic astrology readings one-on-one via Zoom and other ways. Also get on my newsletter. It's free. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Comment below. I'd love to hear how you are doing, how this dark moon is feeling for you. And I will see you soon in the next full moon.